This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to the Pit Stop, where you are the real star of today's show because we are here to talk about what's going on in sim racing today. And I think we have a pretty cool show today. Not a lot of news, but a couple of really cool things to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get things going. And again, you being the star of the show, I depend on your comments, your questions, and your opinions on today's topic. And even better, if there's something that you think is going on in sim racing that I might not know about, you got to chime in and let us know. We'll find the story and we'll talk about that as well. So here we are on Thursday, December 28th, just 3 days left in this year. And we're going to come back to that very thought at the end of the show. But let's go ahead and start things off with the news like we like to do. And then we'll get to some of our final thoughts of the day. Starting with Gran Turismo. And this is on GT Planet. And March 28th. 2018 marks the date that the Gran Turismo 6 servers are going to be turned off. And at first I thought, man, that's kind of a ripoff. I mean, I just bought the game. They're shutting it down. How much, by the time I add up all my DLC that I've paid for, how much have I invested into GT6 and now they're shutting it down? But then I thought about it and I looked it up and, well, it's been a long time already. So Gran Turismo 6 came out in 2013, and, you know, it's a PlayStation 3 title, so, I mean, PlayStation 4's been out for quite some time now. So I guess that is quite a few years, and a lot of wear on my Gran Turismo 6, but again, March 28th marks the date that GT6 is going to be swept under the rug, and it's kind of a sad day for the big fans of that, and with GT Sport being I'm sure there are some GT6 players who are still on the PS3, still playing it, and they scoff at GT Sport for various reasons. Maybe they haven't bought and don't want a PS4 yet. Maybe they don't think that GT Sport was all that. But now we've heard of GT7, so as I thought, well, is GT Sport really going to just be another one of those... oh, man, I'm drawing a blank. What was the other one, the quickie version that they put out real quick? Someone back me up on that thought. But they had the other non-numbered Gran Turismo that came out as sort of a hold you over. Maybe even as a marketing thing against what Forza was doing, perhaps. So, anyway... hey, Visaro, thank you very much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that to you guys as well. So anyway, a little thought there. And Prologue, thank you, Tom Jones. Thank you. I knew somebody would have my back on that. I don't know why I couldn't remember Prologue all of a sudden. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the show, all of you guys here. And next up, today at 3 p.m., I believe that's Eastern Time, so that would be noon for me. Mazda Racing and iRacing is going to be playing the Road to 24 shootout. So if you want to see how that turns out, watch whatever they've put together for that competition. That is going on today at noon, Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will probably check that out. Ooh, that's loud now. Okay. So that's that. Next up, Riza Studios. You know, we talked about this days ago. They're 1.5. I don't know what took them till the 28th to get the video out with the promo of what we're going to find in the Automobilista 1.5 update. Here, I have a better version of it. It is on YouTube. It's at their Twitter feed as well. Anything you look up for Riza, you will still find that. So yeah, check that out. Cool thing, if you haven't already gotten that update and already driven at Imola or Brands Hatch or seen any of the new other updates that are in 1.5, you definitely want to get out there and take care of that. Yes, William, but our time has narrowed. We don't have a whole lot of time, but we'll talk about that off the air, so to speak. Beyond that, you guys have been talking about motion systems a lot. So DES Simulations, who I talked about, their handbrake and shifter and things like that they make, and they have a bunch of various products. Anyway, they've stepped into the D-Box world, so if you're looking for a D-Box system, a lot of different ways to get a D-Box system if that's your choice for a motion rig, but DES is another one of those vendors you can check out for that. And beyond that, next story comes to us from Danny Engels. So thank you, Danny, for sending these in to me. Number one, this is getting ready to go on. This is the Gran Turismo Canadian Championship, and it looks like on February 25th is when it's going to go on. Big money at stake, $25,000. The Canadian Championship Series, sponsored by Cineplex and World Gaming. So, if you're a GT Sport driver, if you're in, if you're a GT Sport driver and you're in Canada and you think you've got some of the best talent in that discipline, or you have until February to get there, this is one of those competitions that is very big. We talk about 2018 being the year of esport. 2018, I think we're just going to see an explosion in the amount of money that a person can make in sim racing. And at first, it's only going to be a handful. At first, it's going to be maybe 5 or 10 guys who are making a living doing it. But in 2019, it could be 100 people. Who knows? So that'll be something that you're going to want to check out in Canada. Yeah, I agree, Mitchie, it is. But I think that you're going to find independent competitions all over the world and some international ones as well. Yeah, I should talk to Vasaro right here. Runs a D-Box, if I'm not mistaken. So we can talk to a D-Box based system in the coming future. So anyway, that's what's going on. Also from Danny Engels came just a reminder, kind of. This FA Racing G2 competition, is a chance to be on Fernando Alonso's sim racing team. So again, we're talking about 2018. We're talking about the year of esports. We're talking about professional sim racers. Well, wouldn't this put you right in the ranks to be one of those handful of people who potentially are making a living from sim racing? So I'm just encouraging you guys. I run a show. I don't have time to be chasing these championships. But a lot of you guys, I race with you in our SRS series. A lot of you guys I know are very competent, very talented drivers. And I think that if you hone your skills, that some of these competitions are within reach to some of you people. Vasaro is a company. They are a simulator company. Let me go ahead and pull up their site, since they are making a cameo here on the show. So here is Vasaro. They make really, really nice looking rigs. And there you go. Look at that. That is a beauty of a rig. So yeah, they also do static rigs, and they incorporate D-Box systems into their static rigs, giving you a motion system. So I hope I did you guys justice right there, Vasaro. Anyway, getting back to the whole topic of these competitions and what's going on. And that does take us to the end of the news. But that does take me to one more thought, and this comes from Daniel, not Danny, who sent in the 2 news stories, but Daniel. And Daniel gave me the thought of New Year's resolutions. So when I think of these competitions, and I think about New Year's resolutions, and in real life, okay, what might I say? I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to work out. I want to grow hair. I want to eat better. We all have our New Year's resolutions. That's pretty normal human behavior, I think. What are our sim-specific New Year's resolutions? What can we plan and attack the same way we would attack a regular New Year's resolution, like I want to lose 15 pounds? Well, we watch me drive from time to time, and I'm really sloppy. I miss apexes. We talked about this on yesterday's show, that what I lack in precision, I make up for, perhaps, I'm patting myself on the back, with driving ability. And that's why I can get the lap times that I do, which aren't world record setting, but I'm a pretty fast driver, without hitting my apexes, without hitting my marks perfectly. But how much faster could I be if I took those driving skills and really regimented myself on apexes, or did some things in the world of sim racing New Year's resolutions to make challenges? But in order to do them, just like losing 15 pounds, you have to identify what you're trying to accomplish. You have to put it into words, into a thought, into a clear goal, so that you know what you can, how and when you've achieved that goal. So, Daniel, I thank you for that topic. I think it's a great food for thought, and it's something that I want to put on you guys. You want to be on Fernando Alonso's team? You know what? It might be close. Mitchie's here. Mitchie, you want to be on his team? What do you need to do to go from where you're at to being on his sim racing team? So I think that's a great thought, and it takes me to my last point of today's show, which is what I want to do on Saturday. On Saturday, I'm going to do a sim tunnel, 10 a.m. Saturday morning. I don't know if I'm going to have a guest. I'm working on that right now behind the scenes, but it's going to require a lot of help from you guys on this one. So you're going to have to be there, and you're going to have to bring your thoughts. I want to hear some of your New Year's resolutions. I want to talk about 2018 on Saturday's show. So I think what we're going to have is our end of the year, not a recap. We do that every day here. We're going to talk about what we're going to do next year, what we want next year from ourselves, from the industry, from esport, from the world. What do we expect? What is realistic? And more hair is one of mine for sure, Jimmy. You know it. I wish I could make that a goal. So anyway, that is kind of the way I want to finish right now's thought. If you can be there at 10 a.m. Saturday, we're going to have the chat going, and I want to talk about everything 2018, including looking at ourselves and looking outward, the whole thing. So I hope you're into that idea. I hope that sounds fun to you guys. And that idea actually comes from Daniel as well, so I'll give credit where credit is due. So, yeah, Jimmy, I am perhaps looking for a guest. If you could do me a huge favor and email me, Sean, S-H-A-U-N, at thesimpit.com, I would totally be into talking to you about that. I'd love to talk to you about that. So, anyway, beyond that, I'm just going to finish up with a few more things real quick and then bring today's show to an end. Number one, got another comment from somebody. Not a comment, but another addition to the map down here in Mexico. So the Simpit crew is growing on a daily basis, as we can see. Love that. Beyond that, tonight at 6 p.m., brought up the wrong graphic, we do have our Battle of the Beamers on Sim Racing Systems. We'll be watching the race from my perspective at 6 p.m. this evening, and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. as well. Hopefully you'll join us for the stream. Even better, join us on Sim Racing Systems and race with us. And we know that starting next week is on the 4th is our new season, the McLaren F1 GTR, starting off with Suzuka, Road America, Imola, Brands Hatch, Spa, and finishing with Laguna Seca, and that all starts next week, Thursday and Friday nights at 6 p.m. as well. So if you haven't already joined us for the racing, I really hope that you're going to get in and race with us. I would love to just keep growing and growing and growing that series and having even more fun with it in the future. So that is going to do it. I hope if you haven't already, please thumbs up this show, like us on Facebook, share our page, check out our website, thesimpit.com. We're working on updating it and getting that up to more of a resource as well, and I hope you'll do everything you can to help us grow this show, this channel in the future, and the best thing you can do is just like, thumbs up, or share, let people know about us. Thank you for being here today. We'll be back tomorrow morning with another edition of The Pit Stop. Be here tonight for tonight's racing at 6 p.m. That's going to do it for today. This is The Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.